Did you tell them there'd been a complaint?
Tell them? They wouldn't answer the door. Listen to them.
Well, what'd you knock with a sponge?
Look, I'm not supposed to smash it down, am I?
Same every year, that festival. Ruins the whole week. I'll give them festival. There you go.
Who is it?
Me! Joe! Open up!
We just have a fuzz here.
Hold on a minute, love.
I'm not your love, pig.
Well, that's right, you're not. Sims, get out of the car.
Right, Sarge.
No, I didn't hear what you just said, or I could do you for insulting behaviour. So watch it.
You insulted me first. What am I supposed to say? Thanks, officer.
Just take it easy, Joe, will you?
It's because he's in that uniform, he thinks he's God. He called me love. I called him pig. Touché.
Look, I'm here to tell those people running the party to shut it, not argue with you.
Oh, is that why you're here?
Sims, knock on that door.
Right, Sarge.
Get harder. Police, open up. Police! That's funny, is it?
I think so, yes.
What's that you smoke?
Cigarette, what does it look like?
Give it to me.
No, I will not.
I said give it to me.
And I said, no, I will not.
Sims, come here. Can you smell anything?
What?
A certain substance that gives off a certain aroma. Well?
Right.
I have reason to believe you're smoking an unlawful substance. Will you please give me that cigarette?
Like hell I will.
Go and get it. And you, into the car.
What for?
I told you, into the car.
What's the charge?
I'll tell you when you get into the station.
Then you'll have to carry me there.
That can be arranged.
Got it.
Please, Joe, don't make more waves.
Take your husband's advice, I would.
He isn't my husband. Nobody is.
Not surprised. Now, are you coming quietly or kicking and screaming?
This is a liberty, and you know it. I'm going to speak to somebody in authority, and that isn't you.
As far as you're concerned, it is. Now, behave yourself.
Oh, you mean do as you say?
That's it exactly.
I demand a lawyer. You, sergeant. I demand a lawyer.
Are you talking to me?
You're a sergeant, aren't you?
Yeah. What is it?
Possession. Smoking it in my face, would you believe?
You deny smoking this?
No, I don't.
Interview room. This will send for tests.
That won't be necessary. It's best Jamaican gold.
Well, she wasn't being very helpful.
Well, she wasn't.
You've just made a serious admission, Miss...
Oh, she wouldn't give a name.
We'll find out. You want us to?
It's Fairbrother. Joe Fairbrother.
Fairbrother.
That's right.
From round here, are you?
She's from Hippie Row, Sarge.
That party's still raving on. We'll need to go down there again.
Hippie Row, otherwise Wellington Street.
Yes.
Well, it's all nice and straightforward, isn't it, miss? Give this officer full details. We'll get a policewoman to sit in. You'll have to be searched, and then we'll bail you pending further inquiries.
Nobody is going to search me.
You can see the point, can't you? For all we know, you might have a pound of the stuff on you.
And who's going to take my clothes off? You?
Who said anything about taking your clothes off?
Well, you'll have to, because I'm not.
I thought you were being sensible.
No, I'm being bloody minded.
You're not going anywhere, though.
Yes, I am.
No, don't give it.
Look, I'm not being stripped by anybody.
I think WPC birch whistles in the locker room. Get her, will you?
That won't be necessary. Let her finish her refs. She's probably earned them. What's the trouble?
Possession. She's refusing to be searched.
I see.
She has admitted it, Mum.
Is this right?
Yes, it is.
It is an offence, you know that.
Well, of course I do. The law's rubbish.
The law's the law,
Until we get it changed.
if you ever do.
Look, these men aren't going to push me around.
Are you making a complaint that they did?
We did.
I'll think about it.
I'm Inspector Darbley. Come into my office for a moment. Let's have a chat about this.
With this lot present?
No, with nobody present, just you and me.
Shall I get WPC birch whistle, Mum?
I'll tell you when to. It's her or me, take your pick.
All right, then.
Women. They're off a different planet.
Ah, the moon.
It's not a planet, actually, Sarge, the moon.
Don't you want to search me?
I will do, yes. Empty your bag.
There. That's all there is. It's tobacco and stuff. Mostly tobacco.
Cooperate and you can be home in an hour.
Home? Who cares about home? One place is as good as another in this world.
It is until you haven't a home. You don't want to stay here all night, do you?
Oh, it's all one to me. Your fellas were rough. There was no need for it. But when were they ever any different?
Right, okay.
Yes, sir, what can I do for you?
He was with her.
Was he?
Is she all right?
Certainly she's all right. What do you think we do to people in here?
Well, we should be let out or what?
She will if she shapes herself. She won't if she doesn't.
'Cause she's a bit hot-headed, you know. And she don't mean anything by it, like, but she is.
Well, we make a speciality of them sort in here.
Well, what happens next? I mean, can I do anything?
She might get bailed.
Look at him. Poor little fella. She'd swallow him up and spit him out again.
I thought you were rather attractive, Sarge.
Oh, you have to be perverted, Sims. Come on, let's find out who's the water carrier.
If it was water, Sarge.
Eh? Of course it was water. Wasn't it?
What do you do? Do you have a job?
I have a shop called Wild Oats in Wellington Street.
Oh, the old grocery shop on the corner. Isn't it selling health foods and so on?
We sell what we make. Yeah, health foods, all that, and what we paint or sculpt or whatever.
Is it a living?
Not really.
Now, you won't be formally charged until we have a positive analysis from forensic. In the meantime...
I'm not asking for bail.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. Somebody has to make a stand.
Over this? You've admitted...
That's the point. Your sergeant only arrested me because he lost his dignity and I was nearest.
I can't recommend ourselves. They're a bit chilly this time of year. Think again.
No. I'll say my say in court.
That's your privilege. Sergeant Beck. Last chance.
Yeah, all right then, love. We'll get in touch if it's handed in.
Thank you.
Keep an eye on the desk, will you?
All right, Sarge.
Miss,
Yes.
is bail much money?
Depends what for.
But what's it for?
Well, possession, you know.
Oh, that. £50 maybe, if it comes to that.
£50?
You don't have to have it in your hand, you just have to guarantee it.
Oh, same difference, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes, I suppose it is, really.
WPC birch whistle.
Yes, Sarge.
This is Miss Fairbrother, possession. Take her away and give her a thorough search, will you?
The inspector searched me.
That was just a preliminary search.
All right, this way, please.
You talking to me?
Well, you heard what the sergeant just said.
And you heard what I just said. It's been done. I've told the inspector I'm pleading guilty, so stuff your search.
You're being very silly, Miss Fairbrother. Now be sensible. It's just a precaution. How do we know you haven't something else hidden on you? How do we know you're not a dealer?
Because I say so.
Take her into the interview room. Do it there.
You're not doing it anywhere. Not you, not her, not
This
anybody.
way.
Get your hands off me. Let me go, you cow!
Help, Sergeant!
Ow! Oh, you get your hands off me!
No, I won't, love. You're going in the cellar, so you cool down a bit.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Fairbrother? Oh, Mr. Fairbrother, it's me, Trev. Joe's friend. Married? No, we're still thinking about making it legal, like. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Fairbrother, Joe's in bother. She's in jail. No, jail? Oh, sorry, was I shouting? Well, possession. If you know what. Yeah, well, the thing is, she's made a bit of bother down at the station. You know how she is. They put her in a cell. I think they're going to keep her there all night. Oh, in Hartley. She's at Hartley Police Station. Hello? Hello, Mr. Fairbrother?
You've been very stupid.
Go to hell. I'm not having anybody push me around.
My policewoman's going to have a black eye.
Shame.
There could be charges brought.
What? It was an accident. She grabbed me and I pulled away. It was an accident, I tell you. Oh, does she say different?
She's got an attitude to her job. She takes the rough with the smooth. But if she thought you'd elbowed her deliberately, she might want to do you for assault, and I certainly would.
Look, you've got me in here. You can do exactly as you like with me. You people hate our guts.
That's just not true. There's a court in the morning. You were remanded in custody if you refuse to accept bail for the possession.
And what about the other? The so-called assault, then?
We'll see, shall we?
How is it?
Oh, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
She's stronger than she looks, that one.
I'd have got her in there on my own. Her feet wouldn't have touched. If I have any say, she'll go down for this.
How's the eye?
Still there, Mum?
She says it was an accident.
Well, she would, wouldn't she?
It's up to you. And Sergeant Bet, you were both present.
I don't know. Could have been accidental. She's obviously highly strung.
Highly strung. She knew what she was doing.
Yes, but it's proving it, and we have no independent witnesses, do we?
Only that lad, her boyfriend, he Scarper.
And?
If he said anything, it'd be police brutality.
I see. Well,
Forget it, Mum. It's okay.
right. Probably wise. I'm on my way home, Joseph. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
She's getting away with it, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. But don't they often? Never mind, there might be a next time.
Suffering, Mary. Come on, open up. Come on.
Oh, was it you, Mr. Fairbrother?
Who the hell do you think it is?
Well, come on in, then. What time is it? I never expected you up here.
Yeah. Don't you people believe he watches? It's 5:30. I've driven all night. Is this load of absolute rubbish yours?
Yeah, it is. These houses were dirt cheap, see? That's what Joe said. Don't know why she picked on Hartley, though.
Put your clothes on and tell me exactly what happened while you're about it. Well, come on, get on with it. We've got to get her out of that place. Crimea Street, isn't it?
Say, do you know Hartley, Mr. Fairbrother?
Know it. I invented it.
Morning.
You're early?
Yeah, it's not just me.
No.
No, it's him.
It's, is it?
I just had a thought it might be you when she gave her name.
Sergeant now.
14 years.
Ah, congratulations. Is it that long?
It's longer. You've been gone from Hartley what?
Oh, must be 20 years.
And never come back once, eh?
Well, you know the old saying, you can't go home again.
But you have, haven't you? It used to be Charlie Fairbrother. What happened to Charlie?
Chaz looks better in print. Shorter, more snappy-like. Yes, well, what a mess. If this lad here hadn't rung me, I'd never have known. What's got into kids these days?
No idea. Stop wondering about it.
Ah, don't blame you. Any kids yourself?
Not in bother.
No. Right, none in bother. What's the good of doing well? Well, I mean, having a bit of luck.
Oh, come on. Don't be so modest. Column twice a week in the paper, on the telly a lot. Can't be bad.
Luke's good, Jack. I've met
Joseph.
but... Joseph, of course, yes, Joseph. What am I on about? Sorry, the old memory box isn't what it used to be.
I didn't like your piece about the riots.
Gotta call them as I see them, Joseph. That's what they pay me for. Gotta defend the rights of the ordinary working man. Nobody else seems anxious to. Old Joe Becker, still here. I can't believe it. Remember when I used to do the sports page on the Gazette? Remember when I used to do my football reports?
You never knew out about the game.
No, you're right, I didn't. But it got me out, did that page. Got me into Fleet Street. Well, the rest's history, isn't it?
You don't like us much in your column, do you?
You're not paid to be liked, Joseph. You're paid to be respected. I don't know. Who likes a policeman? Hey, Trip? But I respect you fellas. Show me where I've said I didn't. I'm on the side of the working man, Joseph. I'm against privilege. Dead against it. Always have been, dead against it.
You'll be wanting to bail her out.
Oh, yes, of course I do, Joseph. Can you do that for me? Can you arrange it for me?
No.
Eh?
I'm going home for my breakfast. But I'm sure that this young WPC can tell you where to go, can't you, love?
Oh, of course, Sergeant Beck.
Well, thanks a lot, Joseph. I owe you one, as we used to say.
Hey, don't tell me anything, Charlie. She'll be up before the beak. Make sure that she's there, for her sake.
There you are, Trev. The good old North Country manner. No fancy stuff, no mucking about. Right from the shoulder. I'd nearly forgotten what it was like. Bloody awful. Oh, I'm sure you heard all that, love. I'm here about my daughter, Jo Fairbrother. Hey, that's a nasty eye you've got there. You'll have to look after that. You're out now, whether you like it or not.
I don't want you up here. Why can't you leave me alone?
Just get in that car. Go on, and let me handle things. Trev, are you in possession of a valid driving license?
Oh, yeah. Well, that is not exactly valid, right?
Oh, never mind. Look, take the keys and get her home before she runs back in there and changes her mind again.
Okay. Cheers, Mr. Fairbrother.
You know all of it, don't you? All of it.
Most of it, love, most of it. Well, what are you waiting for?
Right. What are you waiting behind for, Mr. Fairbrother?
I got to talk to that old bag of an inspector, don't I? Hey, watch it. This car's worth a few bob.
got Mr. Fairbrother outside.
Right, wheel him in.
You do know who he is?
No, should I?
Oh. That Mr. Fairbrother.
Seems he comes from Hartley.
I never knew that.
Or me.
Right, George. Bring him in.
Right. Mr. Fairbrother, Mum.
Please sit down, Mr. Fairbrother. I'll be with you in one moment.
No hurry, Inspector. No hurry at all. Oh, all right if I smoke.
Feel free.
So many people object these days.
No, I don't. Otherwise, I'd spend all day doing it. Well, I read it a bit quick, but it's very racy, provocative stuff, isn't it?
Sorry.
Your article this morning?
Oh, that's what you're reading.
I started and couldn't stop.
Well, that's nice. Thank you very much.
You don't like authority much, do you, Mr. Fairbrother? You think that some authorities, like some politicians, should be, then, what was the phrase? Kicked into touch.
Well, they should. I'm against privilege, but not all kinds of authority.
I think your daughter might well say something similar.
Yes. What are we going to do about that, Inspector? Oh, excuse me, I drove up overnight. I was that concerned about Jo.
That's natural. I understand she's accepted bail.
Yes, she did. After a struggle.
Sensible of her.
Yes, it was. Well, it's just the once it's happened, isn't it? She regrets it, you know. She genuinely wishes none of this had ever happened.
Most people in her position would wish that, wouldn't they?
Oh, she's only a bit of a lass, really. I know she talks tough, but... Look, Inspector, this is not for my sake, what I'm going to say. But I don't want Jo to be, well, victimized because she's my daughter.
Victimized by who?
Well, the machinery of the system. Look, everybody's going to know I'm her father. That'll bring the reporters over from Manchester, probably. It'll be in all the rival papers. You see, I've made a few enemies in Fleet Street, competitors mainly, and they are just going to love it.
It's your image you're worried about.
No, not for one moment. No, I just happen to think that even with the most sympathetic hearing in the world, that girl is going to be crucified because she's who she is.
I can't see that, Mr. Fairbrother.
Well, let me put it another way. If it had been Trev...
Who?
Trev, her boyfriend.
Oh.
Now, if it had been him, he wouldn't even get into the Hartley Gazette.
Oh, I don't know. The Hartley Gazette prints just about everything that happens in Hartley.
I know, like a burp at a council meeting. But am I right or not? Who would be here to report the case if it was Trev? I'm right, aren't I, Inspector?
Perhaps, but I don't see what I can do about it. It is nothing to do with anything that you're famous.
But it is. Can't you see that?
Well, even if it is, and even if it is unfair, which it probably is, I can't see what I can do about it.
Except crucify her, crucify me.
Look, she's only up for possession, not for dealing or anything like that. If she pleads guilty and says nothing, it could all go by without a fuss.
So you won't do anything about it?
The word is can't, Mr. Fairbrother, as you well know.
Look, if I can keep the Gazette out of it, can I have your word that nobody in the station tips off any of the nationals?
No, you can't, because I couldn't guarantee it. Anybody, a clerk, a court official, a cleaner, anybody might do it. On the other hand, they might not.
Well, thanks anyway. For nothing. It's about what I might have expected.
From an old bag.
Sorry.
Good morning, Mr. Fairbrother.
Oh, sorry about the bump, Mr. Fairbrother.
Oh, never mind that.
You want some coffee?
No, thank you, Trev. Can you excuse us for a minute, Trev?
Eh? Oh, yeah. Right, I'll be upstairs.
Right, Tom. Hey, I think I will have that coffee after all.
Make it yourself, it's all there.
No. It's all right. I'm not bothered, really. No. Look, Joe. I'm sorry I upset you this morning, love. We had to get you out of that place.
I was all right.
No, you weren't. I know you. You made a gesture. Well, that's fine. That's to be respected. There's no need to carry it to extremes, is there?
Oh, that's exactly you. Do you know that?
What?
No need to carry it to extremes. There's every need to carry it to extremes. How else do you think anything ever happens?
You know, Joe, you've had a rotten time since...
Since you left us.
Look, your mother and me, it was over.
Not for her. It wasn't over for her.
Well, she's gone. No use talking, it doesn't help.
Yes, she's gone.
It wasn't my fault, any road.
Wasn't it?
But you can't blame me for that, love. She died in a car crash.
I can blame you for anything I like.
Now, Joe, I've been along to the Gazette. I've talked to the editor. Hey, would you believe it's old Jerry Tillotson now? Well, he's not going to make a lot of it, the case. So all you have to do is turn up at court and say napped.
On the contrary.
What?
I'm not going to try and get out of it. I'm going to tell the court that copper harassed me.
You're not serious.
Just wait and see, mate.
It's me, isn't it, eh? Eh? It's to get at me.
It's nothing to do with you.
Oh, yes, it is. It's got everything to do with me.
That copper and me, that's what it's about. They think they can push people around.
Joe, what do you expect? How do you think you look to them? Well, the devil are you doing up here anyway, camped out in this lousy place? Why do you come to Hartley at all? You've never really lived here, except when you were tiny.
Maybe it's because you were always going on about it. Oh, you still do in that fake column you write twice a week in that lousy rag of yours.
That lousy rag put you through school and university, and it got you a job in the best advertising agency in the country.
You're a fake, Dad. Do you know that? Always on every day about your working class origins and the ordinary working people. You wouldn't know one if you fell over one. You were working in Fleet Street and living in Hampstead by the time you were 30. You don't know anything about the ordinary working people. Or if you did, you've forgotten.
And you, Joe, what about you? You've buried yourself here, nobody knows you're alive. So now you've decided they will. Even if you have to hurt me to do it, especially if you have to hurt me to do it.
Go away, Dad. Just go away.
Now, Inspector Darby, that file in front of you contains a list of 2,400 names. All of them local residents. All of them people who do not wish this festival to take place. Remembering as they do the experiences of the last 3 years and all the dirt and filth these people bring with them, the damage to property, the general nuisance they make of themselves.
It is only the weekend, you know, Mrs. Blakey, and they aren't breaking any law.
There is such a thing as a public nuisance. And as far as the Hartley Residents Association is concerned, these people cause one.
We will police them as we always have done, Mrs. Blakey. What more can we do?
Now, look, these festivals have only taken place since those layabouts came to live in Wellington Street. And what do they live on? Social Security, most of them. Well, it's all right for most of the year, but at this time, it's always the same. And what we want you to do is to ban the festivals once and for all.
Oh, we can't do that, Mrs. Blakey. They just go somewhere else.
That is exactly and precisely what we want them to do.
Yes, I know, but our police authority would still have to handle them. At least here, we know what to expect.
That is very nice and convenient for you, I must say. But it is not nice and convenient for us. Well, if you won't do anything, I think this year we shall just take matters into our own hands.
I wouldn't advise that, Mrs.
Oh, no,
Blakey.
you wouldn't advise anything. You'd like us all to do exactly as you say. To lie awake for 3 nights in a row listening to that unholy racket they call music. Well, thank you for your time. And don't say my committee didn't warn you. Thank you.
What do you think, ma'am?
I don't know. What can they do?
I don't know. There's a lot of fielding in the town. We could put 1 or 2 extra patrol cars around the Hippie Row area from now till the weekend, sort of a show of force kind of thing.
Oh, I don't like that kind of policing. But I think we're going to have to.
Right. Mrs. Blakey has something, you know. This festival does upset the town.
Incomers are always unpopular, Joseph, whether it's their accent, their religion, the colour of their skin, or the way they dress. 100 years ago, the Irish came to this valley to work in the mills. Nobody wanted them here except the mill owners. There was all sorts of bad feeling and riots. And now what? 100 years later, every 3rd person in this valley has an Irish name and speaks with a Lancashire accent.
I'm not disputing it. The trouble with these people in Hippie Row is that they're here now. And while I don't think there'll be any riots, I think the bad feeling's there already.
When you think of some places, Joseph, we're lucky it's our only problem.
If you ask me, do you know what I think you ought to do?
No, what?
Ring him up at the hotel. Tell him you'll plead guilty to possession. Pay a fine. Then pack up here and go back and live in London. Get yourself a job. Yeah, it's all right for me, all this laying about on social. But it's not you. You're faking it as much as he is.
Trev, why don't you just pack your bags and leave?
Okay. If you say so.
Three parties already tonight and it's only Thursday. What'd it be like be Saturday? What's our brief this time?
Let them know we're on the ground so we don't have too many problems.
I think we got one already.
Where?
There.
Sergeant Parish to Hartley.
This is Hartley. Yes, George?
We have a problem.
Oh, it's you again.
Let me in, we have to talk.
There's nothing to talk about.
Oh, yes, there is. Joe, I've been in the newspaper business all my life. And if you go to that court and talk about police harassment, it won't only be in the local papers, it'll be all over the nationals as well.
Well, that's exactly where I want it to be.
You mess the courts about, they'll mess you about. They'll just fine you anyway. So why make a fuss?
Why not? Who cares what I do? I'm nobody.
Joe, I care. Honestly, I do. Believe me. I hate to see you living up here like this, miles from anywhere. Come back home.
I'm trying to find my own way to live, Dad. Can't you understand that?
Joe, I'll tell you what you're trying to find. Happiness. Like the rest of us, no big deal.
Yes, and it's gone, if I ever had it.
I'm not with you. What do you mean by that? It's gone.
Dad, I used to worship you when I was a little girl.
Well, you still are. To me.
Don't do that.
Well, what did I do?
Just don't do it, that's all.
I'm sorry. At least say you'll think it over.
That's it, isn't it? You're really scared I'll do it and harm your image.
Don't be stupid. It's you I'm thinking about.
Oh, no, it isn't. It never was. I know you, Chaz. It's Alvinos, isn't it? It's walking in Alvinos and having them all look at you and say, there goes the great Chaz Fairbrother, the best since Cassandra. That's all that really matters to you. Go on, be honest, admit it for once.
Joe, I'll tell you something. You're fed up with this place. Come back home. I love you, Joe. You know I do.
And where have you been for the last 5 years?
Hi. The door was open, so I, Did I interrupt something?
No. No, hi, Gary. Nice to see you. This is my father. He's just leaving.
Hi.
Excuse me.
Trev about?
Trev's gone.
Oh, that right. Listen, there's a good party at 29.
Tonight?
Just come from it. It's beginning to roll. What do you say?
Sure. Why not?
Do you, have anything?
Yeah.
Mrs. Blakey, you really can't block the road like this for the rest of the evening. We get a fair bit of traffic through here once the pub's closed. Now, come on, be sensible. Move off the crossing. I've told you we'll do all we can.
Now, look, we have cooperated. We've let several cars go by. But the next one shall stop. And we shall stop everyone for the next hour. We'll just have to route them the other way round. That is our protest. 1 hour.
What do we do?
What she says. It's best to avoid confrontation if we can.
Oh, well, here's the first one.
What is it now?
You'll have to go around Wortley Street. It's blocked here.
Why, what's going on?
Never mind what's going on. Do as I say.
Look, I asked a civil question.
Joe, don't get heavy. Let's move it, huh?
This copper and I know each other, don't
So
we?
you know each other. Let's go.
Just a minute. What's that you're smoking?
Oh, no.
Here, try it.
Same as last time.
Is that
Yes, it is. And this time, I sold him some.
Oh, jeez. You're a real space cadet, you know that?
Are you admitting to that?
Why not? It's a rubbish law. Right, Gary?
You admit this tobacco contains cannabis.
Yes, I've told you I do.
And you say you sold some to, what was his name?
Gary Woods, so it says.
To Gary Woods.
That's right.
How much did you charge him for it?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
All right. £1.
For all that, the whole tin?
That's right.
It's a fraction of the street price.
So what? Who's counting?
How well do you know Gary Woods?
I know him.
Your friend, was it,
Trev.
Trev? Where's he?
He split.
Did you have a row?
He split, that's all.
And Gary came around.
Then Gary came around.
Did anyone else come around?
Like who?
Well, like your father, for instance.
Where does he come into it?
Did he come around?
He might have done. What of it?
Did he ask you to plead guilty at the magistrate's court to the possession charge?
You seem to know it all, don't you?
No, but I think I can guess.
So go on, guess. What difference does it make?
None at all, I'm afraid. Since Gary Woods has confirmed that he did buy this off you, right, Sergeant Parrish?
That's correct. All he's admitting is possession.
Is there anything more you'd like to say?
No. I'll say my say in court. And I'll say how people like you chase people like me around and nobody cares. Nobody.
You know that isn't true. But it isn't as if you wanted us to care, is it? Us or the public? Because you don't really care about us, do you? Not really.
Go to hell.
All right, read it through, and if it's what you said, sign it.
It's okay.
Read it.
It's okay, I said.
A charge of dealing? Oh, no. Yes, I do know why she's pleased about it, but I won't go into that. Well, thank you for calling and telling me, Inspector. Thank you. Bye. Hello, switchboard. Copper takers, please. Yeah, Chas Fairbrother here. Come in. Oh, hello, Bob. Market for features editor. Usual heading. Byline, Chas Fairbrother. Like every father, I love my daughter, Farah. But there comes a time when even a father has to say my daughter has done wrong and she must face the music, Farah. You never think it's going to happen to you, stop. But it's happened to me, stop. My beloved daughter, Jo, comes up in court soon, stop. The offense isn't too serious. And in 10 years' time, it might not even be an offense at all, stop. But there she will be facing the full might and panoply of the law, stop. One little girl who, for me, will always wear pigtails. I'll be there holding her hand, but I won't be asking for her to be made a special case. Farah. Ordinary working people have to abide by the law of the land. And so must my daughter, stop. I accept that, stop. Also, I accept that I have failed her. It hurts me to say it, but yes, I have failed her.
Next on Drama, we catch up with London's finest police. The good folk of Sunhill are on the beat. In the bill.